Hi, Lee Phillips here. It's the holidays. Well, might not be when you're watching this, but we're in the holidays when I'm recording it. And the question is, or the issue is, should we discuss estate planning and that sort of stuff with the family during the holidays? And the answer is yeah, you need to. I'm going to assume that you're middle aged, that you've got kids that are kind of grown, you might even have some grandkids. I'm getting to the point where I'm looking at the great grandkids now. That chokes me all up. But I'm also thinking a lot about I need to downsize. I need to get rid of stuff. Because if you've ever cleaned out a house after somebody dies, the biggest favor you could do your family is to get rid of the stuff. And during the holidays, you've got an opportunity. If you have grandkids, married grandkids, you need to start giving them things. They need the thing, the pot, the pan, whatever it is, now. They don't need it 10, 15 years from now when you die. If you've got family heirlooms, start giving them away now. It means a whole lot more to somebody if you give it to them than if they get it when you die. It's just a thing that was grandma's. But if you gave it to them, then that means a lot more to them. So think about giving away the family heirlooms. And by the way, it's the family heirlooms that are going to cause the family fight. So you're eliminating a lot of family fights if you get rid of this stuff now. You need to sit down with your older kids and say, okay, one, I have a power of attorney. Here's the power of attorney. If I go down, I have my stroke. If I'm in the accident, everybody needs a durable power of attorney. I'm going to tell you that. But they need to know where it is. They need to know who the agent is because they're going to have to get that document when you actually do go down, and you're not going to be able to tell them where it is. You need to talk about where the money is. We have this account with this brokerage. We have this life insurance policy. We have this bank policy. We have a safe deposit box. Safe deposit boxes are an interesting story to me because I lost one. Yeah, how do you lose a safe deposit box? Well, we opened a safe deposit box. It took us 40 years to go back and find the safe deposit box. We found it, finally. It was so old that the banks had never computerized it because nobody had ever been in it for 40 years. So the bank could say, no, we don't have it. Anyway, long story, but you need to tell your family where these things are. Today, you've got to have the passwords to get into stuff. I mean, you're investing in crypto. Okay, good investment, in my opinion, because the blockchain is going to be huge. I'm not talking about the stupid coins that mean nothing. I'm talking about the companies that are utilizing the blockchain. That's a big deal. But how are the kids going to find the crypto when you're gone? Can you imagine trying to get a court order to let them into your Coinbase account when you can't even talk to somebody at Coinbase? You don't even know where they are. So you're going to have some way that the kids can get into that account. And yeah, that brings up a bunch of other legal issues. Do they have the legal right to get into the account? Are they trespassing? Are they stealing from you? I mean, there are whole gamuts of issues on this. But if they don't know how to get into the crypto, and I know a lot of people who have lost password, who have lost the Trezor, the thumb drive with their crypto on it. I know people who've lost millions of dollars in crypto because they can't get into those accounts now. And you just kiss them off if you can't get into it. Most of them require a double verification now. You've got the passkey. You've got you get the notification on your cell phone. We've talked about it before. You can't get rid of Dad's cell phone after he dies because you got to have it to get into the accounts on the double verification. So these are things that you need to walk through, and the holidays are a good time to do it. Thanksgiving, Christmas, the family gets together And you don't have to make it a formal sit down, but you need to talk about it at the table. You need to take your oldest son aside and say, "You're my agent in the power of attorney. When I go down, it's in the file cabinet here," so that he knows where to go to get it, or she, your oldest daughter, whatever it is. So figure out what you're going to do. Make sure the family's on board. I'm going to assume your kids are good kids. They're going to help you. They're going to take care of you. So figure it out together. Let them know. Now, I have a bunch of real estate. And the question is, what happens to my real estate when I die? Well, we've gotten together. We've discussed it with the kids. The kids say, okay, we will keep the real estate. And it'll spin off a couple of $1,000s a month to each one of them. Not a big deal, but a little bit. And we've got one of the daughters-in-law, actually, that stood up and said, I will start to manage the real estate. And there's some friction as we're managing the real estate between the daughter-in-law and some of the kids, and we're managing it differently than we used to, and she has her ideas. But the point is, we're training the kids, the next generation, to take over my real estate. What about the little business? Who's going to go in and dismantle the little business? Who's going to go in and continue the little business? What are we going to do with my business? So these are questions that you need to think about, and you need to have the discussion with your family. This isn't really a legal discussion that I'm giving you right now. It's more of a advice discussion, but I see it all of the time. And the families who have thought about it, talked about it, worked on it, you've given stuff away now, it just goes a lot better. And it means a lot more to the kids if they get it now. Particularly grandkids, they need it when they're first married. They need this, they need that. 10 years from now when you die, nobody needs the stuff. They back the dumpster up and it's gone. So get rid of the stuff, lay the plans, train the people. What are we going to do? And this is a discussion that you have with your family, and the holidays are a good time to do it. Now, don't forget to love us and like us, and if you have a question, write it down below. I answer the questions. I do answer the questions. Get the free ebook, How to Use a Trust. The trust is going to be a big deal when you die, so you need to learn about it, and it needs to become part of this planning. Who's going to be the trustee? That guy needs to know it. We need to know all of these things now, and now's the time to do it, not after you're dead or when you're incompetent. Lee Phillips just giving some advice on maybe how to handle things with the family.